Hey everyone, welcome back to another Music Monday. In this week's episode, I'm going to talk about the first gig I ever played. Stay tuned! So before I begin this video, I'm going to put the shameless plug in and say subscribe to my channel. I recommend subscribing so you don't miss any of these videos, because sometimes when I put them on Facebook and stuff, people don't even get to see it in their newsfeed that it even was posted, you know? So I recommend subscribing so you can get it right from YouTube, and hit the bell so you get notifications on your phone. Okay, so let's talk about my first gig. My first gig was a terrifying experience, but it was also a life-changing experience, and I'm so glad I did it. So let's just, I guess, go in chronological order of what happened. So I was playing in my band Waging War with Brandon and Caden Brinks, and we're now called Speak to Recall, but it was called Waging War back then. And Brandon, he texted me, or he might have told me in person, I don't remember, it was like 2 years ago, but he was like, hey, we gotta play in the Lake City Battle of Bands. And I was like, what? Like, I was terrified because I had like stage fright back then, but I was like, okay, yeah, I guess we can play it, you know, sure. Like, I wasn't very positive about the experience. I was kind of negative back then, but I'm glad he did that, because it forced us to play a show and to get better at our craft. We played 5 songs. I think 3 of them were originals and 2 were covers. Let me see if I can remember the set list. Okay, so it was Vital Sign, Monster by Skillet, In Control, that's also by us, and Don't You Know by us, and we finished the set off with War of Change by Thousand Foot Crutch. So yeah, those were the 5 songs we played, and the judges were actually impressed how many original songs we played instead of cover songs. They were just impressed because this was our first gig ever, and we were brave enough to play 3 original songs, so that's pretty good, because in Michigan a lot of people expect cover songs for some reason. I don't know if that's true in other states or not, but that's what people expect in Michigan, for you to play cover songs. But we wanted to play some originals and get out there and show everyone what we were doing. So we made a Facebook event, invited all of our friends. It was, a lot of people showed up for us, actually. There was like, I can't remember, it was in the hundreds, like 200, 300 people, maybe a little bit more or less. I was in the moment, so it was kind of hard to tell how many people were there. I was just kind of nervous that there was so many people. Yeah, we got there, and we were the first band to play, which isn't the best, really, because the sound guy doesn't have it all tuned in yet, so the sound at the show wasn't the best, but we still played our set no matter what, you know. The sound of the set got better as we went along, especially once we started getting into the softer songs, because he had time to really dial the sound in. But I remember that experience being very life-changing, playing in front of all those people. It got me outside of my comfort zone. Before that show, I was really shy, and I was like, I wouldn't talk to many people. I had my close group of friends, but ever since that experience, I've been really outgoing. If you ask my friends at NMC about me, they would probably say I'm a little bit more outgoing. I don't know if I would have been outgoing in NMC if I didn't play that gig, so I'm glad Brandon had us play that gig. We didn't really get any good pictures from the show. There are a few. I'll put them up on the screen or something, but they're not the best pictures, but because it was dark, and yeah, it was dark. The whole stage wasn't lit that well, but it was a great experience. There was a few mess-ups. I actually broke a string on the last song, which sucked, because right when I broke it, that's like when I had to play my solo or whatever. Like well, it wasn't a solo, it was just a lead line during the middle of the song where it gets soft, and I had to play it. I looked over to Brandon, and I was like, it's like, I couldn't like signal that my string was broke. But luckily he was able to play the song how it was, even though like we hadn't rehearsed that, and we got through the mistake. So that was really cool. And yeah, everyone was pleased with the show. Like, yeah, we didn't sound the best, but we sounded really good for a first gig, you know, we sounded good. And ever since then, the shows we've played afterwards, we have been really like energetic about it. Like, the first show what we played at Lake City, I was kind of just playing. I wasn't really like getting into it or whatever. But by the second show, I was super into it, jumping around, like really getting into it. I don't know what happened. I just think it was because we got that first experience out of the way, so we were more comfortable playing on stage. That gig was also very important to me because I met my girlfriend at that show, and we started going out a week later, actually. That's how soon we got interested, I guess. Still dating her, and will be dating her for a long time. But yeah, that show was very important to my life. It taught me how to gotta be more outgoing in life. So I recommend playing a show if you're in a band or whatever, and just playing. Even if you think you're not ready, you should play a show and just get out there, because you're not gonna get better unless you practice, you know? So yeah, I'll put the link to like the Speak to Recall page, and hopefully we put something on there soon. Subscribe to the channel, check the social media stuff out, and yeah, have a great week. Thanks, bye!